Uh, I just wanted to talk about like ten records that are kind of featured in my book. I did a little bit of a lead up to my book that's coming out on May 1st. I'm currently going through the last read through of it. Today I did the first 200 pages, which was actually pretty easy. So I think this will be the last time I need to go through the entire book one last time and then put it on Amazon on May 1st. And I had the idea of making a video, maybe not every day leading up to that, because I don't think I have enough things to talk about. But today I figured I'll talk about 10 records that kind of are either featured in my book or just have inspired my songwriting life to some degree at least. I'm going to do this off the top of my head. I've done no research at all because I'm just too lazy to do all that stuff to know when these records came out and all that good stuff that people usually do. I don't know that stuff by heart, but I'll just talk about the emotional connection to these albums. Most of them have some kind of emotional connection, so that's why I really like them. I'm going to do 10 today, and then I'll do 10 tomorrow. I'll try to keep it pretty short because I'll probably just keep repeating myself and stuff. So I'm just picking these at random. They're not in order at all. The first one is Shakti and John McLaughlin, Natural Elements. I bought this maybe like in 2017 or 18 or something. I have no idea actually. I was big into collecting vinyl stuff around 2016 to 2020, and I ended up giving up about 2,000 records at Goodwill. I don't know why. Don't ask me. But I still saved maybe about 100 or so records out of that 2,000. I do love Indian music, but I don't have a big knowledge of it, so I'm not going to try to pretend to speak on that type of music. But yeah, it's just a good reflective way to just disappear in music. And this album's amazing, man. John McLaughlin's amazing. I watched some other videos on YouTube of them performing live together, and yeah, it's just amazing stuff, man. I think they even performed recently, or a couple of years ago or something. But yeah, check it out. This is Shakti and John McLaughlin, Natural Elements. It's it blew my mind the first time I listened to it. I didn't know what it was when I bought it. I never even heard of John McLaughlin, and I took it home, listened to it, and it was just one of those times where like I'm very happy I bought this record just because the cover looked cool or whatever. And yeah, this is still one of my favorites. I could listen to this nonstop and be pretty happy with it. I don't think there's any bad songs or anything. The flow, the technical stuff is just amazing. Um, this one's a little bit easier to talk about because I almost devoted the first chapter of my book to this album, The Decemberists, The Hazards of Love. I think it was 2006. I bought this on like iTunes back then, and then it came with like an animation of really cool throughout the entire album. They had an animated movie almost to accompany it, and it blew me out. It totally blew my mind, man. I still love this album in terms of like a concept album that's folk and psychedelic and heavy metal at times and like crazy vocalists and guest vocalists. This album's amazing to me. I've liked the Decemberists for a long time, and it's hard to pick a favorite album because they're all over the place too. This one's kind of unlike their other albums, but it's probably my favorite just because it was so influential like that. Um, it's got that old folklore element, and there's a whole story involved. And this was the reason I wrote Songs from the Rhine. which was the first album I wrote like 20 years ago, or at least started to write it 20 years ago, and I finished it in 2022, finally. So this one's easy to speak about because it was directly um, the main reason I wrote Songs from the Rhine. It's my own version of this album, pretty much. Songs from the Rhine is my double concept album that's basically about the Lorelei myth, sirens and along the Rhine River and stuff like that. It's the first chapter of my book, and it also includes a short story of the entire concept in my head of how the story would go along with the music. So it's kind of a play, it's kind of a musical, but it's like this album. It's completely inspired by this album. So yeah, go check this one out if you like concept albums, if you like heavy metal stuff, because there's some heavy riffs on this. There's some just crazy progressive rock stuff and folky stuff. It's all over the place. I think it's the female vocalist from My Brightest Diamond. I think she does like some of the singing on this, and yeah, it's just amazing. I wish I would have seen this live when they toured it, but maybe they'll do it again at some point. Yeah, like I'm not a big jazz guy, but this is Donald Byrd, A New Perspective. I don't even know when I found this album. Honestly, I don't know. It had to be around 2020, I think. I don't know why I found this album, but yeah, I love this album. I have a list of my top 50 jazz albums, I think top 50 within my book, but this is probably my favorite. This or either Art Farmer, Yesterday's Thoughts. Those were the two that instantly connected with me. This one's just like absolutely just beautiful music, man. And if you watch my video about my marathon screenplay, which is basically about a chain smoking marathon runner, how stupid that sounds. It's when I wrote that screenplay, I was listening to this like nonstop. Like every day I would listen to this all the way through over and over again. And if I had the ability to actually make Marathon, the screenplay, into a movie or whatever it turned into, I would love to have this as a soundtrack during all the montages and all the marathon scenes. That's kind of where my vision is, because I think this music kind of fits that like underdog story type of thing. Yeah, I don't know a lot of jazz stuff. I can't speak to, oh, this guy played on this guy played on this. I don't know that stuff, man. I'm very new to jazz. I like, I know what I like. I can't speak on it as other people can, but yeah, this is an amazing album. The limited jazz that I've listened to, I would say this is definitely my favorite jazz album. Yeah, this is kind of shoegazy. Joy Formidable, Wolf's Law. I like everything from this band. I saw them live in 2018, I think. And yeah, they're amazing. The trio. I thought the drummer was amazing, but I think he just left the band. The singer, she plays amazing guitar, Ritzy. Um, the bass player, they're all just amazing musicians, man. And I love trios. Trios are just cool to me. Alkaline Trio, Joy Formidable. There's so many cool trios. It's amazing how they can sound so big and expansive with just three people. It's amazing. This album was the first one I got, and it's hard to pick one as my favorite because it kind of changes. But yeah, I could listen to this front to back easily and never get tired of it. The guitar sounds are amazing. The layering, the textures. I really like this album. I don't think it's ever gonna fade for me. Like, I've lived with it for a decade probably. I can still put it on and be happy throughout the entire thing. So yeah, check out the Joy Formidable. They have some new stuff too. I don't know where their future is if they get a new drummer. Hopefully they keep making music and stuff. But yeah, they're from Wales and they're just amazing, amazing musicians. And this one's from the 70s. Yeah, Joni Mitchell's in my book a lot. This is my favorite album by her. This or Hissing Summer Lawns. But this one's probably my favorite. It's just flows so well and it's got all those weird, unique Joni Mitchell tunings that I try to play and come up with songs on my own. There's a couple of songs I've written based on this album, like learning how she plays her guitar tunings and making songs like that when I get bored with standard tuning and stuff. So yeah, this is like in my top 10 albums, like just of all time, because it's been very influential on me. Uh, I want to attempt to cover Amelia because I was trying to learn that a couple weeks ago. I finally could play it somewhat, similar to how she played it. So I might try to cover that song in the future if I can do it any justice. It's my favorite song off of this is probably that one. Amelia, Refuge of the Road. They're all good. Hejira. Every song on this is solid, man. It's just amazing. So yeah, if you don't know Joni Mitchell stuff, like for so long, the only Joni Mitchell I knew was that parking lot song, and I didn't like that song, and I was like, I don't think I like Joni Mitchell. And then that all changed like in 2017, 18. I don't know. I just kind of went through all her stuff and I read a biography about her. Since 2020, yeah, she was one of the biggest artists that I got kind of obsessed with, man. Even like I noticed that Led Zeppelin probably was big fans. I hear like Led Zeppelin, some of their songs remind me of Joni Mitchell. Like there's got to be some connection there, I think. When she gets real folky with that stuff, her early stuff. So yeah, I'm a pretty big fan, and I put her in my book a lot about my favorite female guitarist and vocalist, everything. Because yeah, I don't think she writes any bad songs really. So yeah, go check it out. I'm sure a lot of people have heard this album, Jack Up Astorius and everything. This is another female artist, Hurray for the Riff Raff. They're in my book as well. I mention them when I speak about my trip to New Orleans because I believe Linda Segarra, like when she was a teenager, she busked all the way to New Orleans and stuff and kind of survived busking for a while. So yeah, she's the real deal, man. She's got an amazing voice. This album's my favorite one, but they're all good. Her latest one was amazing. I don't think she has any bad albums. Hooray for the Riff Raff. And yeah, some of my favorite live performances. I've never seen them live. If you go on YouTube and search in Hooray for the Riff Raff, especially they played a show in New Orleans. I think it's via live set. Maybe I'm wrong. But I included that in my book because it's like the best concert I've seen. It's just them playing in the neighborhood in front of like just a handful of people, probably like over 10 years ago, I guess. And yeah, it's like my favorite concert to watch on YouTube. This album's folky. It's kind of bluegrass a little bit, I guess. There's a song called Blue Ridge Mountains that I love. Every song's good. Every song on this is just solid, man. And it's a big inspiration because I love that type of music. I don't know if I would term this New Orleans music or folk music or Americana, whatever it is. There's so many different influences. And yeah, Saint Rock Blues. I was obsessed with that song, Saint Rock Blues. Just a simple blues song, but the harmonies on that is just amazing, man. You could go search for that, their live version of it. It's just her voice and whoever she's singing it with is just amazing. So yeah, check this one out. They're pretty popular. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of Hurray for the Riff Raff by now. But if you never heard of them, definitely check it out. And yeah, I'm going off females almost here. This Gillian Welch and David Rollins. They're mentioned in my book like a lot as well. Whenever I took my road trips in like my younger days, probably around starting 2012, I used to take road trips from New Jersey to the south, like the Blue Ridge Mountains, go through there and stuff. And I did it a couple times. And I would usually travel south to go see Gillian Welch and David Rawlings. I've seen them in North Carolina, like at the Cat's Cradle, the Ram Cat. I've seen them in like Indiana one time and some other places. I'm probably forgetting. But yeah, they're the best live act I've ever seen because they just they just own it, man. When they play live, it's amazing. And yeah, this album cover is cool. This whole album's awesome. Everything they do is really solid. They don't have any bad songs. But honestly, they have no bad songs at all. David Rawlings, yeah, he's one of my favorite guitarists. Him and David Gilmour. If I had to pick two guitarists that are like my favorite, I would probably pick them too. And I think I mentioned in another video, they actually signed my Alvarez guitar, my Alvarez Parlor. They signed it in 2018 when I went to see them. So yeah, they're just awesome people, man. And they came out with an album last year that was just as good as this. Like, they just keep coming out with amazing music. And I don't know how to describe it really. They just have their own unique style and they go perfectly together. Their voices, yeah. If you've never seen them live, I would highly recommend going to see them. I think they're on tour right now. And yeah, I don't get out much. I don't see shows anymore. Even back in my younger days, I didn't go to a lot of shows. I live near Philadelphia, but I didn't go too often to see any live music. But certain acts you just can't miss. So if you've never seen Gillian Welch and David Rawlings, yeah, go check them out live and go check out all their music. And yeah, I just picked these randomly. Like earlier, I picked out 20 albums and I figured I'll do 10 at a time so I don't talk for too long. But yeah, these are like all female voices. This is Alabama Shakes, Sound and Color, which is, yeah, this is one of my favorite albums. Like, blew me away the first time I heard it. Their first album's good, and I liked it a lot. It grabbed me, but this one just totally, I got addicted to this one. I'm still kind of addicted to it. And it came out, I don't know what year it was, whatever year, maybe almost 10 years ago. I wrote a screenplay called Garrity, which I spoke about. And this album inspired a lot of that story, or at least I was listening to it while I was writing that screenplay. Like, I can't write anything without music. And when I'm writing screenplays, sometimes the album I listen to somehow seeps into my writing and I don't even realize it until later when I go back and read it. And I'm like, well, it's just like that song I was listening to. It just blends together so well. I don't know. But yeah, Brittany Howard's awesome. Her solo stuff, Alabama Shakes stuff. She's just one of the best vocalists. And this is a powerful album with like experimental stuff as well. Highly recommend this if you never listened to it. This got pretty popular. I think it was on the radio, a couple songs. And yeah, I would highly recommend this one because it's just unlike anything else I've heard. Um, all right, well, this is one from my youth. Face to Face, Big Choice. I clearly remember having this CD as like a teenager. probably like 14 or 15, and I would just play it over and over again, over and over again, over and over again. Southern California punk rock was like uh, really the first thing that influenced me was, well, of course, a suburban kid. Everyone got into Dookie and Offspring Smash. And then it just grew from there with the No Effects, Bad Religions, Rancids, and Face to Faces. This is an all-time great album. Like, they have a couple really awesome albums, but this one just hits me with the nostalgia. Every song just high energy, positive message. It's just a great album, man. You know, I seen Trevor Keith live when he was doing his solo stuff, but I don't remember if I've ever seen Face to Face live before. Maybe at the Warped Tour, I'm just not remembering. But yeah, they're an amazing band. I would recommend pretty much anything by Face to Face. It's going to be good. They just write amazing songs, and they don't put any bullshit in their stuff. They just like to write high energy stuff, and yeah, it's just amazing music. Whether you're 14 or I'm 43 now, it's still as powerful as it was. Every song on this is perfect. But this is a perfect album, absolutely perfect album. Um, this is a newer one, another female singer and musician, Erika Wennerstrom, the Heartless Bastards. I include her in my book as well. This album, speaking of like the emotional stuff, emotional connection to an album, and the messaging she was trying to get across, this one might be the most of the 10 I showed today. What is this called again? Sweet Unknown. And this came out, I think, 2018. Sweet Unknown by Erika Wennerstrom, also the Heartless Bastards lead singer. Her voice is just crazy powerful, man. You hear a certain voice and you're just like, it kind of stops you in your tracks. Like, she has that type of voice, definitely. And this album is amazing. It's got like Pink Floyd stuff. It reminds me of some Pink Floyd stuff, some of the songs, some of the guitar parts. And it's kind of a meditation on just being at peace with yourself and stuff like that. I found out about this album. I've liked the Heartless Bastards. I've liked them for a few years. I was a big fan. And then it was an NPR interview I heard one day with Erika Wennerstrom, and she was talking about how she went to Peru to do the ayahuasca thing and to kind of find like a renewal or whatever. I don't know. It was a really good interview. I think it's still on NPR. And that's basically what she wrote about in this album. And it just connected with me, man. Every song connected with me on that, like, more of a personal, emotional level. And yeah, I don't know if a lot of people have heard this entire album. Like, the cover artwork's awesome. But yeah, every song on here is just amazing. In my opinion, yeah, this is a perfect album as well. Like, I'm going to say that with every album I do. It really is. In my version of, in my opinion, a perfect album is just one that you can get through and you never want to skip a track. And you could always go back to it and just never get tired of it. And this is one of those albums for me. And yeah, Heartless Bastards, amazing band, one of my favorite bands. And yeah, I wish I could see some of these bands live. I've never seen Heartless Bastards live. I'm sure they're amazing. But yeah, that's about it. Like, I can't really speak in detail about records like some people do. But these are all featured in my book in some fashion because they were important in my life as a songwriter or just as a music lover. Specifically, like, maybe the Joni Mitchell one was the most influential in how I try to write songs. Like her lyrics are amazing, her melodies are amazing. Like, of course, I'm not playing jazz music, but it's still an influential album on me. It's still an influential album, the Donald Byrd one and other jazz albums, because it kind of puts you in that state of mind like ambient music or electronic music, where you don't have to write verse, chorus, verse, blah, 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 bridge here. You don't have to make it like that. You can expand your songwriting based on different genres like that. Basically, yeah. I love ambient music. I love electronic music. I love shoegaze. I love jazz. I don't listen to it like a lot. I love classical music. Like I don't listen to some of these genres a lot, but if a certain piece of music hits you, it just hits you. That's all. Like when you're 11 years old and you hear a song like Bohemian Rhapsody or something, it just blows your mind like that. You don't really question it. You just like, what the hell am I listening to right now? So I'll do this again tomorrow with 10 more albums. I don't want to do 20 at one time. But yeah, these 10 I would recommend to anyone. If you love music, you're gonna like these.